Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into something that is just absolutely hilarious. We're going to take a deep kind of mock serious dive into a documented case study of childhood psychology. Specifically, we are looking at that unique, completely exploitable dynamic between an older sibling and a younger sibling. We're going to break down the exact anatomy of a long-term deception, really getting into how one person can literally construct a totally false reality for someone else just for the pure fun of it. So let's dive right in.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever believed something so unbelievably stupid that you defended it like your actual life depended on it? We've all had our moments of naive trust, right? But our main subject today, a younger brother looking back on his childhood, well, he experienced this on a whole different level. He recounts a time when his older brother convinced him of the absolute dumbest things you have ever heard in your life. And you know what the truly remarkable part is? He believed every single word. Section 1. The unbelievable power of gullibility.
Okay, to really get how this whole sibling dynamic works, we first have to look at the sheer absolute trust going on here. I mean, this isn't just your standard older sibling fib. It's about the unbelievable power of gullibility that creates literally the perfect canvas for a prankster. Gullibility in action is basically the act of hearing the most ridiculous thing imaginable and just responding with, yeah, that sounds about right. The younger sibling in this case study wasn't just casually tricked. Oh no, he was an active, willing participant in his own deception simply because of his total compliance. There was zero critical thinking applied, zero fact-checking. When his older brother presented him with a completely wild theory, his immediate psychological response was unconditional acceptance. Moving on to section 2, the setup, deadpan delivery.
Now, the older brother? Absolute mastermind here. He had this, frankly, unbelievable talent for just completely bypassing his younger brother's logic centers. And it wasn't about elaborate props or complex backstories. His methodology was practically a masterclass in psychological manipulation that broke down into two highly effective clinical steps. Step 1, look the target dead in the eyes. Establish dominance, sincerity, unwavering confidence. And then step 2, say the most ridiculous thing imaginable. The sheer audacity of the lie, paired with the absolute dead serious eye contact, well, it completely short-circuited the younger brother's brain. He bypassed all logic using this incredibly simple two-step formula. All right, section 3, phase 1, lunar surveillance.
So this is where the older brother really tests the waters, right? He introduces a major escalation that bridges the gap between a casual fib and an ongoing interactive delusion. He looks his younger sibling dead in the eyes and delivers this absolute gem. The moon follows our car because it is spying on us. This wasn't just a fun piece of trivia. It was a paranoid conspiracy theory presented with complete unwavering seriousness. He was basically pushing his luck to see exactly how far his little brother's gullibility would stretch.
One entire year. I mean, are you kidding me? The younger brother didn't just buy this moon spying theory for a quick car ride. He believed it for a full 365 days. He actively documented his own gullibility by spending an entire year waving at the moon from the window of the family car. He was literally treating his celestial body like they were best friends, or at the very least a friendly government operative tracking his every single move.
Which brings us to section 4, phase 2, the juice syndicate.
But oh, it gets worse. The older brother didn't stop there. You see, these private, in-car lies were about to graduate to highly public misinformation in the most volatile environment known to humanity, the middle school lunchroom. So our subject is sitting with his friends, acting like he holds the secrets to the universe. Then the catalyst happens. Someone innocently pulls out a little box of apple juice. Instantly, our subject leaps into action. He stops everyone from eating. He looks dead at his friend and says, "Nah, bro, don't drink that." Boom. The entire table freezes. He has successfully created this massive vacuum of suspense, ready to drop his newfound knowledge on the masses. And then he leans in. Just picture this. He leans in like he's exposing highly classified government secrets, and he delivers this incredible quote to his friends. All the juice companies meet every Tuesday underground. He follows it up by explaining that this shadowy cabal of juice executives meet to decide who gets to be expensive that week. And he delivers this with the exact same deadpan seriousness that his older brother used on him. Five whole seconds of absolute dead silence at that lunch table. I really want you to feel the weight of those 5 seconds. His friends are sitting there processing this massive,
earth-shattering revelation about the underground juice economy. And you know what the most astonishing part of this whole thing is? During those 5 seconds of silence, one kid actually slowly put his juice box away. The misinformation campaign was literally working.
Because, for a fleeting moment, our subject actually thought he had just changed someone's life. This is the absolute peak of his delusion right here. He truly believed he was a heroic whistleblower, saving his friends from the corrupt, underground apple juice syndicate. The little seed planted by his older brother had grown into a full-blown tree of absolute lunacy, and the younger brother was just proudly sitting right there in its shade.
And finally, Section 5, the crushing realization.
Well, what goes up must come down, right? It was time for the final act of this case study, the victorious return home and the inevitable confrontation with the architect of the lie. The younger brother gets home, still feeling like an absolute genius. The older brother, who's probably sensing the smugness radiating off him, casually asks, "So, did you tell anybody?" The target, completely oblivious to what's about to happen, proudly replies, "Everybody." And that is exactly when the dam breaks. The older brother absolutely loses it. He laughs so incredibly hard at the success of his long con that he almost falls right off the couch.
So, in his own mind, his identity was completely validated. Side A, he was a genius, exposing government secrets to the masses. But then you have side B, the harsh, hilarious reality of his actual purpose in the household. He was simply his older brother's free entertainment. It was a massive, crushing paradigm shift. He wasn't a whistleblower at all. He was just the punchline to a joke he didn't even know he was a part of.
So the big takeaway from this explainer is really just the sheer, absolute vulnerability of the younger sibling mind and the unbelievable power wielded by an older sibling who knows exactly how to exploit it. It leaves us with a thought I want you to ponder right now. What is the most ridiculous fact an older sibling or a friend ever convinced you was completely true? Thank you so much for exploring this highly scientific case study in gullibility with me today. Keep questioning the facts, especially if they come from an older brother, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.